Uniform 10, Itoma Kawabata. Uniform 2, Saki Yamazaki. Uniform 19, Natsuko Sugama. Uniform 8, Nodoka Harada. Uniform 20, Chihara Aoki. Uniform 26, Akiko Suhara. Uniform 14, Minori Naito. Uniform 4, Yuka Iguchi. Uniform 35, Miki Nakamura. Uniform 25, Haruka Akasuma. Uniform 12, Mana Tatsumi. Uniform 18, Masaki Katsumara. Uniform 23, Kana Nakono. Uniform 22, Nana Akamura. Uniform 29, Nozomi Ozaki. Uniform 5, Yu Yamamoto. And the coach, Ika Utsugi, and assistant coach, Lucy Casares. Introducing the umpires on this game. On plate, Darryl Shepherd. First base, Chrissy Travers. Second base, James Townsend. And on third base, Leanne Giso. Play ball.
On behalf of Softball Australia, Softball New South Wales and Blacktown City Council, welcome to the 2019 Asia Pacific Cup. Today we see a game between Japan and the Australia All-Star team. Softball Australia would like to recognise and thank their sponsors and partners, Blacktown City Council, Blacktown National Sports Park, Travel Lodge, East Coast Car Rentals, Sports Australia, Fox Sports Australia and Sonic. We just had the introductions there of the lineups for Australia A and the Japanese team. My name is Dylan Crisp. I welcome you today to our live stream here on the Softball Australia YouTube page. Introducing the defensive lineup for Japan. On the mound, Miki Nakamura. Catching, Chiharu Aoki. First base, Minori Naito. At second base, Hitomi Kawabata. At third base, Natsuko Sugama. At shortstop, Yuka Ichiguchi. At left field, Nodoka Harada. At center field, Saki Yamazaki. And at right field, Akiko Suhara.
Center field, Saki Yamazaki. And right field, Akiko Suhara.
Leading off now for the Australian All-Stars here today. Involved number 27, Jordan Lambert. Early bunt attempt there from Lambert. Sees the Japanese pitcher in Miki Nakamura getting up early in the count here with 2 strikes, no balls.
Taking the count, so no balls, 2 strikes.
Great pitching there from the pitcher, Miki Nakamura, getting the punch out for the first batter of the innings and the game, which brings the plate in uniform number 4, Stacey McManus.
First batter brings the box uniform number 4, Stacey McManus.
Great job from McManus there, fouling that down the line.
The pitcher, Miki Nakamura, going early in the count again. The count, no balls, 2 strikes.
Unlucky there for Miki Nakamura. Tries to go to the outside corner there. Stacey McManus isn't having a bar of it though.
Good display there from McManus in the box, taking the count for 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Great job from McManus there. Good pick up by the third base, Natsuko Sugama, over to first base, getting the second out here in the top of the first. Which brings the plate in uniform number 1, Jake Wall.
And in the box, uniform number 1, Jake Wall.
Great pitching there from Miki Nakamura to get the second strike here.
Jake Blunt on that one off, taking the count for 2 balls, 2 strikes.
For the Australian All-Stars team today, at first base, Chelsea Robinson. At second base, Stacey McManus. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, just having some technical difficulties there with our live stream, but we should be all good now and back live.
Throw to the box. Uniform number 2. Saki.
That's Australia there, retiring the second batter, Hitomi Kawabata, but now bringing the plate uniform number 2, Saki Yamazaki. Good pitching there by Sandra Holden. Fouling back is Saki Yamazaki. Brings the count now to 1-1. Takes that high to shortstop, but the shortstop, Tabitha Calendar, parks herself underneath that very nicely, taking the catch there and retiring Japan here in the bottom of the first. So for those people that may have missed our live stream there, just with some technical difficulties, we have today's game here between Japan and the Australian All-Stars team. In the first innings, the Japanese team retired the first 3 batters with a K2 and 2 groundouts to third base, with the Australian team there doing well, retiring the first 3 batters of Japan. Softball Australia is looking forward to an exciting new event, the SummerSlam, to be played here at Blacktown next week. Details on the Softball Australia website. Here at the top of the second, leading off for the Australian All-Stars, uniform number 3, the catcher, Carmel Sorensen. Going to the off-speed pitch there is Japan. We saw this feature highly yesterday, this off-speed pitch that these international teams are using. Unfortunate there for the Japanese pitcher Miki Nakamura, just missing there. 2-1 the count on Sorensen. Drives that ball hard up the middle. Sorensen does. Out to outfielder Saki Yamazaki and gets herself safe at first and gets Australia their first runner here of the game. Brings the plate uniform number 22 with the DP, Belinda White. Comes around for the bunt there, pulls away though on that ball. We see the Japanese infield moving quickly to try and defuse the situation from the Australian batters. Bunt put down there nicely from the Australian team. Great pick up there by the third base, Ian Nasuka Natsuku Yagama, flips to second base, and then the great throw there from Yuka Iguchi sees the double play made there at first base. So Japan finally find themselves now with 2 out here in the top of the first. Australia in a bit of trouble now. Brings plate uniform number 12, Brooke Spence. Great pitching there from Miki Nakamura. Getting Spence to chase that ball on the outside corner. Count is 1 and 2 now. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Spence puts that in the play over the pitcher's head, but great fielding there from Yuka Iguchi to make the play there over to Minori Naito, getting the final out there of the top of the second. So after 2 innings, Australia only with 1 hit and no score at the moment. Let's see if the Japanese hitters can get themselves a run on the board here in the bottom of the second. Leading off the bottom of the second here for Japan, in uniform number 19, the third base, Natsuko Sugama.
Uniform number 19, third base, Natsuko Sugama.
Great start there from Sandra Holden, getting the first strike. Working hard there on that outside corner. Must be close there.
Taking the count to 1 ball, 1 strike.
Going to that off-speed pitch again is the Australian team. Used well there in the middle of the counts. 1 and 2 the counts
1 ball, 2 strikes.
on Natsuko Sugama. Tries to come back up high and inside. Unsuccessful there. Natsuko not going to fall for that one. 2 and 2 the count, none outs. Looking at the radar here, it looks like Sandra Holden is around the 100-kilometre mark. So throwing a bit of speed here in the early stages of the game. Great block there by the catcher, Carmel Sorensen, to keep that one in front. Natsuko Sugama finds herself in a full count here, 3 and 2. Obviously needing to put this ball in play to see herself alive, but Sandra Holden will be trying her best to record the punch out here. great plate discipline there, and Natsuko Sugama shows finding herself in an 0-2 count, but working back to get the walk and giving Japan a runner here in the bottom of the second. Which brings the plate in uniform at number 8, the left fielder, Nodoka Harada. We see the corners for Australia All-Stars coming down here, looking to see if the short game will come into play. Great pitch there by Holden to get the first strike. Great swing there by Nodoka Harada. Fouling that ball off back behind the catcher. 0-2 the count. Great take there by the catcher, Carmel Sorensen, keeping that runner at first for Japan. 1-2. Great pitch there by Sandra Holden. Finds herself getting the punch out here in our first strikeout of the game. Japanese batter there not liking that one. Brings the plate in uniform. Number 20, the catcher, Chiharu Aoki. I think with the left-handed batter here, Japan will have to go to the short game, try and move this run around. I'd like to see the catcher here, Carmel Sorensen, have a go at this runner at first base, taking quite a large lead there. Be interesting to see if she could get the out here for Australia. Ball gets away there from the catcher. The runner from Japan taking off from 2. Now over to 3. A good throw there by Carmel Sorensen, but the speed there from Natsuko Sugama being too much. Getting safe in there at third base, putting herself in a great scoring position here for Japan in the bottom of the second. Let's see now if the Japanese team can convert this runner into a run. Great pitch there by Sandra Holden to come back here. After that 3-0 count, coming back with the strike to make it 3-1. She's going to keep Chiharu Aoki here, very honest, and make her earn that base. Chiharu takes that down the right field line, putting it foul, getting herself in the box, working on herself now to a 3-2 count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 1 runner on here in the bottom of the second. Pops that ball up high, down the right field line. The right fielder, Jordan Lambert, getting in good position, taking that catch. The throw home, not in time. So Japan scores their first run of the game. A great sack fly there from Chiharu Aoki into right field. Scores Natsuko Sugama. Now making the score, Japan 1, Australia 0. Which brings the plate in uniform at number 26, the right fielder, Akiko Suhara.
In the box number 26, Akiko Suhara.
Great pitch there by Sandra Holden, coming back with that one. 2-1 the count.
Taking the count to 2 balls, 1 strike.
Kiko takes that high to the third base. Great catch there by Taylor Welch to record the final out here in the bottom of the second, but not before Japan with some great hitting there can find themselves on the board first. So after 2 innings, Japan 1, Australia 0.
Base out, number 3. The score after the second inning, Australia All-Stars 9, Japan 1. This game is currently being live streamed on Softball Australia YouTube channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can see more top-level softball next week from New Zealand when the Australian men's team takes on the Black Sox and Japan in the Tab Challenge Cup. All games will be telecast on Fox Sports and KO. Games start on February 8th. Details on the Softball Australia websites.
About all the exciting new softball events starting on Monday evening. The Summer Slam is live on Fox Sports and KO. Check the Summer Slam website for more details.
Just introducing our umpires for the game today. On home plate, Daryl Shepherd. At first base, Chrissy Travers. At second base, James Townsend. And at third base, Leanne Gearside. Now Australia will want to use those sticks now to see them claw back with this run. Leading off here for the Australians in the top of the third, uniform number 28, the third base, Taylor Welch.
In the box for Australian All-Stars, uniform number 28, Taylor Welch.
Great pitch there from the Japanese pitcher, Miki Nakamura, getting the strike there and the swing out of Welch. Going to the off-speed pitch early in the count. Just missing on the inside there. 2-1.
Just missing the inside, taking the count to 2 balls, 1 strike.
Some great discipline here from Taylor Welch. Finding herself in a great hitters count here. 3-1 the count.
Taking the count to 3 balls.
The reason this is a great hitters count with 3 balls, 1 strike. If the pitcher does throw another ball, it will be a walk, so they will be trying to throw something closer to the zone here. But Welch does well to pick the walk there, giving Australia their first runner in the third. Coming to the plate in uniform, number 41, the shortstop, Tabitha Kalanda. Japanese catcher just checking the swing there on Kalanda. First base umpire Chrissy Travers says that no, it wasn't. Foul ball there for the batter. 1-1 the counts. Miki Nakamura trying to get that inside corner, but Daryl Shepherd isn't giving anything on the inside there. 2-1 the counts.
Taking the count to 2 balls, 1 strike.
Great swing there by the Australian batter. That had to hurt, coming back up and hitting her on the inside of the leg. Bit of pain there and grimace on the face of this batter. Tabitha Kalanda, but she's alright. 2-2 the counts. The Japanese pitcher there, Miki Nakamura, going to that change-up.
Good use of that change up on the inside.
Tony Kalanda didn't like it, but the umpire, Daryl Shepherd, did. With the punch out there, that records the first out. And the third, Australia still with the runner on one, which brings the playing uniform at number 26, the first base, Chelsea Robinson. Oh, that had to be close on the inside corner there for the Japanese pitcher. Chelsea puts that down the left side, going foul, just to the left of the third base. Ball just going foul, but hitting the catcher, Chiharu Aoki, right on the knee. That has to hurt. As a catcher myself, I know that's a very painful hit there, especially straight off the bat. She's going to walk it out. She's tough, ladies and gentlemen. A few flexes of the knee and she's all good. 1 and 2 the count. Robinson finds herself in a bit of a hole here. Going to need to protect his plates and put it into play to try and move that run around for Australia. Again, Miki Nakamura taking that change up into play. Getting Robinson with her hands out in front. Just getting the end of the bat to it, fouling it off behind the catcher. Good mixing up there from the Japanese battery, trying to get Chelsea Robinson to chase that high. Unlucky though, she did not bite for it. 2 and 2 the counts. Puts that into play to the shortstop, Yuka Iguchi. Some great hands there. Flip over to the second base, Hitomi Kawabata with a quick double play there to Minori Naito. Finds himself getting out of this innings without any damage. I love the impressive quick hands there from the Japanese fielders. Obviously very well drilled and with some great skill on display here today. So after 3 innings, Australia's been retired again with no runs and only 1 hit on the board so far. They're going to need to do a bit more to claw this run back from the Japanese batters. But I know the Japanese team now will be fighting hard to put some more runs on the board and put the Australian All-Star team further behind. Leading off the batting here for the Japanese team in the bottom of the third. In uniform number 14, the first base, Minori Naito. An aggressive swinging there from Minori Naito. Sees herself going after the first pitch. It's great to see the aggression here from the Japanese batters wanting to get that ball into play and make some action here for us at the ballpark today. Ball ball put into play by Minoru Naito, but a great pick up there from Taylor Welch over to first base. Chelsea Robinson records the first out here in the bottom of the third for the Australian team. Bringing up now uniform number 4, the shortstop, Yuka Iguchi. Ooh, throwing that ball inside there, just striking Yuka Iguchi on the right arm. The trainer running out just to make sure that she's okay. Maybe a bit of ice spray to calm that swelling a little bit. So Japan finding themselves with a runner on first here in the bottom of the third, 1 out, which brings to the plate our leadoff batter, the DP, uniform number 3, Mikiko Iguchi. Last at bat, Mikiko had a ground out, a bunt that was picked up by the catcher and thrown out at first base. Well, we see her resort to the short game here again to move this run around here for Japan. The Australian battery here trying to keep that ball in the outside corner away from Mikiko Iguchi. Usually with this left-hand running back, left-hand slap, running slap, it's hard to reach that outside corner, usually poking at it and either getting a pop-up or a foul ball. Great throw there from the catcher, Carmel Sorensen, but just catching the first base, Chelsea Robinson, off guard with that throw. Looked like a good throw to me. Count now, 2-1. The count, 2-1 on Mikiko Iguchi.
Count here, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Finding her way to a good hitters count, but let's see if Sandra Holden can fight back here and get back on top of this at bats. Iguchi takes that deep into left field, over the head of Brooke Spence. The Japanese runners advancing. First run gonna score, but Mikiko holds up at second base. An overthrow there from the Australian fielders. Ciso now advanced to third. So Mikiko Iguchi with a stand-up double, scoring a run there for Japan and then advancing to third on the throw. So now Japan with a run scored and a runner in good scoring position, which brings the plate uniform number 10, Hitomi Kawabata. Looks like to me the Australian strategy here to these left-handed Japanese hitters is to keep that ball off this plate on the outside, trying to get them to poke at it and get a miss hit. Takes that deep into left field, but Brooke Spence tracking back to her right, taking a catch there, falling over at the end. But a great catch there taken by the left field, Brooke Spence. Unfortunately, Japan able to tag up on that play and score the runner. So a sac fly to Hitomi Kawabata scores another run for Japan, with 2 runs now scored in the bottom of the third, which brings the plate in uniform number 2, the center field, Saki Yamazaki. Great blocking there from the catcher, Carmel Sorensen, kept that in front. 1-0 the counts. Great plate discipline there from Saki Yamazaki, finding herself now to a great hitters count of 3 balls, 1 strike. Doing well there, showing some discipline, getting the walk for Japan. Finding themselves with another base runner here in the bottom of the third, which brings the plate in uniform. Number 19, the third base, Natsuko Sugama. Natsuko had a base on balls last at bat. Let's see if she can do the job here again for Japan and move this run around. Takes that high into right field. On the run there is Jordan Lambert taking that catch comfortably in shallow right, retiring Japan here in the bottom of the third. But not before they can score 2 runs off some great hitting from Mikiko Higuchi and a sac fly from Hitomi Kawabata. So now after 3 innings here, we have Japan 3, Australia All-Stars 0.
Softball Australia, Softball New South Wales would like to acknowledge their principal facilities partner, the Blacktown City Council. Courtesy of our friends here at
Softball Australia and Softball New South Wales would like to acknowledge their principal facility partners, the Blacktown City Council. Courtesy of our friends here at Blacktown International Sports Park, we enjoy this magnificent facility. Certainly one of the best softball parks in the world. And a test here for the Australian team, even though they have got runners on in the game. The Japanese defense showing great skill there to silence those Australian bats and stop the runners from advancing. So leading off here in the top of the fourth, our original lineup, uniform number 27, the right field, Jordan Lambert. Miki Nakamura going to that outside corner, getting the second strike here on Lambert. 0-2 the counts. Tries to get Lambert to chase up high with that pitch. Unsuccessful though. Lambert doing well to work himself back to a 2-2 count. Let's see if Miki Nakamura can come back strong here and get the punch out, whether Lambert can see herself alive here after this pitch. Going to the change-up. Lambert does well to hold her hands, but just not enough, getting out in front of that ball and fouling it down the left field line. Lambert taking that down the first base line, but great fielding there from Minori Naito to take that ball and touch the base, recording the first out here in the top of the fourth. Which brings the plate for Australia. Uniform number 4, playing position number 4, Stacey McManus. Stacey last at bat had a ground out to the third base, and Natsuko Sugama. Let's see if she can put the ball in play here for Australia in the fourth. Takes that just behind the second base, but great fielding there from Hitomi Kawabata. Takes that catch comfortably, recording the second outs. Brings the plate in uniform number 1, the centre fielder, Jade Wall. Jade Wall takes that ball back into deep left field. Some great fielding there from Nodoka Harada, but just out of her reach. So Wall finds herself with a stand-up double with the ball hit to the left field fence. Australia getting a runner here in the top of the fourth from a great piece of hitting of Jade Wall. Hitting that ball just out of reach of the left fielder, Nodoka Harada. Coming to the plate now in uniform, number 3, Carmel Sorensen. Last at bat, Sorensen had a hard line drive up the centre to get herself on base. Let's see if she can do that again, and if she can the Australian runner in Wall get round and see Australia with their first run of the game. Goes to that change up early in the count, trying to tie Sorensen into a swing. Unsuccessful though. 2-0 the count. 2 out. Runner on 2 for Australia in the top of the fourth. Sorensen takes that high and inside. Didn't think it was a strike. Little shake of the head there. But Daryl Shepherd with that arm raised says yes it was. 2-1 the counts. Sorensen with a hard turn on the ball there. Taking that down the right field line, putting it on top of the bullpen roof. I know she'll wish she held her hands back a little more for that one. That was a big shot there from Sorensen. Me personally, if I was the Japanese catcher here, I'd come back with that devastating changeup. Obviously with her hands out in front. She's swinging nice and early. 2-2. Oh, look at that. I think I've got a psychic line to the Japanese catcher here, coming back with that changeup. Unfortunately, just going a bit too low and bouncing before the plate. Sorensen finds herself in a full count here. 3-2, 2 out. Very bold there by the Japanese catcher, going back to that changeup on the 3-2 count. Hard pitch to control. And we see there Jade Wall. Carmel Sorensen doing well to pick the walk. We're going to see a catcher speed up rule here for the Australians. Running for Sorensen, uniform number 27, Jordan Lamberts. Bringing to the plate now in uniform number 22, the designated player, Belinda White. Daryl Shepherd liking that pitch. Strike 1. Picking at Mora tries to go high with that one. Great hold of the hands there from Belinda White. See the count now to 1-2. Ooh, that one had to be close there on the outside corner. Sorensen goes after that rise ball again, taking that ball down the third base line for foul. 2-2 the count, 2 out, 2 on. the wide again, taking those hands out nice and early, getting a hold of that ball down the foul ball line. Again, I wouldn't mind seeing a change up here, trying to get her thinking. Maybe freeze her up on this play. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, that change up, but White does well to get her hands to it and foul that ball off.
Mickey making room. Good use of that change up again. Good for the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Takes that ball to just behind the second base, but great fielding there from Hitomi Kawabata to take the catch and record the final out here for the Australians in the top of the fourth. So Australia showing a bit of life there and putting some runners in play, trying to do some damage against this Japanese team, but unsuccessful in converting those runners into runs. So after 4 innings, Australia with 2 hits and no runs.
Could have been to get out in there and the All-Stars get runners on 1 and 2.
Leading off the bottom of the fourth here for the Japanese team. Uniform number 8, the left fielder, Nodoka Harada. Last at bat, Nodoka went down on strike. Let's see if she can put the ball in play here for Japan and give them a runner here in the bottom of the fourth. Harada takes that deep into right field, over the head of the right fielder, Jordan Lambert, not only over her head, over the fence for a home run. A single solo shot here by Nodoka Harada sees Japan scoring another run here in the bottom of the fourth.
Extending Japan's lead from 3 to 4.
Bring into the play now, and a hard act to follow for this next batter. Uniform number 20, the catcher, Chiharu Aoki.
In the box with batting hands, uniform number 20, Chiharu Aoki.
Let's see if the pitcher, Sandra Holden, can work back against the Japanese team here to put herself back into this innings.
Two balls, 1 stroke.
Chiharu Aoki does that to drive that in the right field, down the right field line. Good fielding there from Jordan Lambert, trying to take that catch but just missing. Ball getting away from her a little bit, and we see Chiharu Aoki standing up in at second base with a double. Which brings the play for Japan, uniform number 26, the right fielder, Akiko Suhara. Akiko last at bat had a fly ball to the third base, Taylor Welch. And as we can see here, the Australian coach calling time to have a chat to his pitcher. We might see a pitching change here for the Australians. But we do say a very good job to Sandra Holden, trying to hold these Japanese batters at bay for so long as she did. So we are seeing a pitching change here for the Australians. Coming to the plate. The pitcher's plate, that is, for Australia. The pitching chain uniform at number 13, Isla Ainsty.
They're leaving her on the mound, uniform number 13, Lisa Anstey.
Let's see how Isla Ainsty can go against the the Japanese batters here. Her first batter to face, as I said, will be Akiko Suhara. Let's see if she can get Australia out of this innings without any more damage.
26, Akiko Suhara.
That ball taking high to the left field. Brooks Spence puts herself underneath it, taking the catch comfortably, getting that ball in nice and quick to stop that runner at second base advancing.
Another good defensive play from the left fielder, Brooks Spence, out number 1.
So also doing well there to get that out.
The relief pitcher here, Lisa Anstey, good job, and to the box.
Brings the plate now in uniform at number 14, the first base, Minori Naito. Great pitch there by the pitcher, Ilsa Anstey, to get the strike there on Minori.
Taking the count, no balls, 1 strike.
Minori Naito taking that ball deep down the foul ball line. A great show of hitting there from the Japanese hitter, but it is a foul ball. 0-2 the count, 1 out, runner on 2. Here in the bottom 4th for Japan.
The count, no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
using that change-up. Minoru Naito gets a back to it, but a great catch there by centre fielder Jay Wall, and a great throw in to stop that runner advancing for Japan. Ilsa doing well here, getting the first 2 outs of the innings. Oh, sorry, not first 2 out of the innings. First 2 out of her outing, and getting 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Brings the plate in uniform number 4, the shortstop Yuka Iguchi. Yuka got hit by a pitch last at bat. Let's see if she can put that ball in play for Japan. That bun gets put down. Great pick up there by Ilsa. Over to Stacey McManus covering first base. Some speed there from Yuka Iguchi, but the arm of Ilsa Ainsley doing well to get the out there and retire Japan in the bottom of the 4th. But not before they can score 1 run with a massive solo shot to Nodoka Harada. After 4 innings now, Japan 4, Australia All-Stars 0.
Make sure to keep up to date with all the exciting international softball events here in Sydney and in New Zealand over the next couple of weeks by joining us on Australia's Facebook page.
Make sure you keep up to date with all the exciting international softball events here in Sydney and in New Zealand over the next couple of weeks by going to the Softball Australia's Facebook page. A great summer of softball here with the under-19s national titles last week. The APC here this week. We have the men's coming up next week, as well as the brand new event, exciting event, the SummerSlam. We have a pitching change here for the Japanese team. Uniform number 22, Nana Okamura.
Pitching change here for Japan in uniform number 22, Nana Okamura.
Leading off the innings here for the Australian All-Star team, uniform number 12, the left fielder, Brooke Spence. Brooke, last at bat, had a ground out to the shortstop, Yuka Iguchi. Let's see if she can put that ball past the infield this time and get Australia a runner.
In the box for Australia, and go low, uniform number 12, Brooke Spence.
Spence doing well, hitting that back to the pitcher. Off the foot of the pitcher. A great effort there by the shortstop, Yuka Iguchi, to get to that ball and try and make the out. But not in time, with Brooke Spence getting safe at first base and giving Australia here their runner.
Bit of a defensive difference there from Japan. By Spence on the first base.
Which brings to the plate now, uniform number 28, the third base, Taylor Welch. Great pitch there from Nana Nakamura to come back on the outside corner. 1-1 the counts. Using that change up. Getting the miss hit from Taylor Welch. Great catch there by Hitomi Kawabata to make the first out here in the top of the fifth. Australia All-Stars still with a runner on first base. We see our coach here walking down with that little piece of paper. Obviously, we're going to see a pinch hit here. Hitting for Australia here in the top of the fifth. Uniform number 43, Madeline Cameron. Darryl Shepherd liked that one. That's strike number 1. 1-1 the counts. 1 out. Runner on 1. Cameron takes that ball hard up the middle to the centre fielder, Saki Yamazaki. A great line drive there from Maddie Cameron coming in and doing her job with the pinch hit. Moving that run around a second and seeing herself safe at first base. So the Australian All-Star team now with the runners on first and second. We're going to see the re-entry here of number 41, Tabitha Kalanda, to run for the pinch hitter, Maddie Cameron. Bringing to the plate the ninth batter here. Uniform number 26, the first base, Chelsea Robinson. Chelsea last at bat had a ground out to the second base, Hitomi Kawabata. Let's see if she can keep this rolling for Team Australian All-Stars in the top of the fifth and score a run. Gets that ball to the shortstop, who throws the ball away from the fielder. Ball getting away from the Japanese fielder there, and on that throw, the Australian runners advancing, scoring a run here, and now putting runners on the corners for Australia. So as we see Australia with runners at 1 and 3 in great scoring position with the 1-3 split. Let's see if they can get these runners in motion and advance this runner to home, bringing up uniform number 27, the original leadoff, Jordan Lamberts. Runner in motion for Australia. Let's see what's going to happen here. That ball thrown to the second base who's in short. With the Australian runner trying to come back to first, she gets the obstruction on the first base fielder, Marinori Naito, which did knock her over and allows the Australian runner at third base to come home and score. So a great move there from the Australians. Great move there from the Australians. Sees. Great move there from the Australians. See the runner score. The Japanese fielders just asking the question whether that was out, but umpire Chrissy Traders at first base puts the arm out, says no, it wasn't an obstruction. So the runner will stay at first. Jordan Lambert continuing here. 2-1 the count, 1 out. Australia still with a runner on 1. Scoring 2 already here in the top of the 5th and still rolling. Ball hit to the shortstop, Yuka Gucci. Some quick hands. Gets the runner at 2, but some speed there from Jordan Lambert. Not allowing the Japanese to get that second out and getting herself safe at first. Which brings the flag uniform number 4, Stacey McManus. The Japanese going to that change up nice and early, but Daryl Shepherd not liking his position. 1-0 the count. Stacey McManus doing well to find herself to a 3-0 count, but great pitching there from Nana Akamura to come back strong with that strike. 3-1 the count. McManus in a great hitting count, but I'm sure Nana Akamura won't let her get away with this lightly. McManus driving that ball hard up the middle, finding herself a single to centre field. And Australia now with runners at 1 and 2. Which brings the plate in uniform number 1, the centre field, Jade Wall. Going to that change up nice and early, gets ball swinging for the first strike. 0-1. Team Australia All-Star here with runners at 1 and 2 with a great innings here. 2 out, 2 runs already scored. All doing well to take that down the line. That's a foul ball there. 1 and 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jay just taking time there, trying to break up the rhythm of the Japanese pitcher. The Japanese one, that one looked close from up here in the box, but that's why I'm not in the uniform. 2-2 the count, 2 out, 2 runners on. 2 runs already scored here in the top of the 5th for Australia All-Stars. Chopper hit to the shortstop. Yuka Iguchi decides to take the short out at second base and retires Australia here in the top of the 5th. But number 4, Australia can claw back 2 runs, taking the score to 4-2 here in the middle of the 5th innings.
Play there by the shortstop, Yuka Ichiguchi taking the force out at 2. And the innings for Australia. Not before Australia scored 2 runs. Taking the score 4.
Leading off the innings here for the Japanese lineup in the bottom of the 5th in uniform number 3, our original leadoff, the DP Mikiko Iguchi.
In the box of Japan on number 3, the DP, Mikiko Iguchi. Mikiko's on the slap, taking that count, taking the count. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear me, just having some technical difficulties here with our internet connection. Trying to rectify this as quick as possible so we can get back to our live stream. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Just having some technical issues with our live stream here, but we are now back live with good internet connection. We've seen Japan here in the bottom of the fifth score a couple of runs and putting themselves further in the lead now. 7-2 here in the bottom of the fifth. Again, I apologise for our break in stream there. Bringing to the plate in uniform number 20, the catcher Chiharu Aoki. Puts that ball in play to second base Stacey McManus, who flips over to first base. Chelsea Robinson getting the second out here in the bottom of the fifth. Not enough before the Japanese can move that run around to third, giving themselves a better scoring position here. Which brings the plate in uniform number 26, the right field, Akiko Suhara. Ball getting away from the catcher, running coming home, and that throw just arrived. The catcher scoring another run here for Japan. Let's take that score now to 8-2 here in the bottom of the fifth. Akiko Suhara taking that deep down the right field line for a foul ball. 1-2 the count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Ilsa AC doing well here on the mound, trying her hardest to keep Australia in this and retire these Japanese hitters. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. Nice hit there. Diving attempt there by Stacey McManus. But the ball just out of her reach, getting into the outfield. And we see Akiko Suhara safe at first base with that single up the middle. Which brings the plate in uniform number 14, the first base, Minori Naito.
In the box at the back, uniform 14, Minori Naito.
Minori Naito takes that ball deep into left field, but a great catch there from Brooks Spence retires Japan in the bottom of the fifth, but not before Japan can score 4 runs, boosting their lead to 8-2. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we do apologise for our break in broadcast. We had some technical difficulties here in our live stream box, but we are all good now. We are back live. Looks like we have a pitching change here for the Japanese team in uniform number 23, Kana Nakano. Leading off here for the Australians in the top of the sixth, in uniform number 3, Carmel Sorensen. Australia here will have to wake up with the sticks to try and keep ahead of this run rule. Japan only being 1 run off retiring this game. Great comeback pitch there by Kana Nakano. That's 2-1 the count on Sorensen. Goes to that change-up. Great floating change-up there by Kana Nakano. Getting the second strike on Sorensen, freezing her up. 2-2 the count. Let's see if Sorensen can put this in play or whether Kana can get the punch-outs. Carlos Sorensen puts that in the play, but just going foul to the third base there. Carlos Sorensen doing well to fight off these pitches. 3-2 the count. With none out here in the top of the sixth. Does well to take that pitch up high and gets herself a walk, seeing herself on base. Bringing to the plate in uniform number 7, Brooke Stewart. Brooke Brooke Stewart also coming in to catch here for Team Australia. Carmel Sorensen moving into the DP role. Kana Nakano gets her swinging at that curveball. 0-2 the counts. Gets her chasing the outside pitch and the punch out there for Kana Nakano. Brings the plate uniform. Number 12. The left fielder, Brooke Spence. Great starting pitch there from Kana. Let's see if she can keep this rolling here to retire the next out for Australia. Spence puts that into play. Great pick up there by the pitcher, Kana Nakano. Flip over to the shortstop, Yuko Gucci, and over to the first base, Minori Naito, for the double play to get Japan out of this innings. Now Australia in a bit of trouble here with Japan having the 8-2 lead. If Japan can score another run here in the bottom of the 6th, we will find our game over with our go-ahead run rule being 7 runs after the 5th innings. The World Baseball Softball Conference has announced that the Asia Zone Olympic Qualification Tournament will be in Shanghai from the 24th to the 29th of September this year. Australia will be vying for one of 6 places at the Tokyo Olympics in 2020. We have a pitching change here for the Australian team. In uniform number 42, Jamie Redcliffe.
Australian All-Stars. In the long relief for number 42, Jamie Redcliffe.
Leading off the innings for Team Japan, uniform number 4, the shortstop, Yuka Iguchi. Great starting the pitch there by Jamie, getting the first strike of her first batter faced. Yuka Iguchi showing good play discipline here. Finding herself in a great count now. Three and two the count. Full count here on Yuka Iguchi. Let's see if we can put this in play. Tries it hard, but a great catch there from shortstop. Tabitha Kalanda to her right. Sees Yuka Iguchi retired. Brings the plate in uniform number 3, the DP Mikiko Iguchi.
The box, the DP, number 3, Mikiko Iguchi.
Great shot there by Mikiko, just getting away from the shortstop Tabitha Kalanda and finding Mikiko Iguchi safe at first, and Japan with their first runner here in the bottom of the 6th. Bringing to the plate in uniform number 10, the second base Hitomi Kawabata. Runner in motion there for Japan. A great throw by the catcher, Brooke Stewart, but just getting away from the shortstop. Sees Japan with a runner safe at 2. Now in scoring position.
Good moves there from the runner. Even better throw from this catcher, just missing the tag. Runner safe for 2.
Great bunt put down there by the Japanese batter, but just rolling foul. Great job there by the catcher, Brooke Stewart, to watch that go foul before she picked it up. Bringing the Japanese batter back to the box with a count of 1 and 2, 1 out, 1 runner on.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Big lead there from the runner at 2. Let's see if the Aussies here will do anything about it. Count now 3 and 2 on Hitomi Kawabata. Let's see if she can put the ball in play. Oh, good reflexes there from the shortstop Taylor Welch, but unfortunate for her, the ball just popping out of her glove. Great back out there by Tabitha Kalanda. The throw to first, trying to get the out, but just not in time with the speed from Hitomi Kawabata being too much. Brings the plate in uniform number 2, the center fielder Saki Yamazaki. Great pitch there from the pitcher, ball getting away from the catcher, and some great running from the Japanese runner to get herself over to third base into a greater scoring position now. Good effort there from Brooke Stewart to try and get on that quickly and try and defuse the situation, but just missing out. Time called by the Aussie catcher to try and calm down a pitch, or maybe talk about a play here to see if this Japanese runner 1 will be in motion to stop them from scoring. Takes that ball into right field, just getting past the right fielder in Jordan Lambert. Japan scoring 1 run there, coming around for their second run. The second run scoring, the ball getting in. Great effort there from Jordan Lambert and Stacey McManus to get that ball in before the batter in question can score that run. That takes the score now to 10 runs to 2, and the umpire, as we see, Daryl Shepherd calling time and game, as we see our run rule, go-ahead run rule come into play. So after 6 innings, Japan has been victorious here, winning 10 runs to 2. Great efforts from both teams here today. Some great pitching from the Australian pitchers in Sandra Holden and Ilsa Ainsty to keep those Japanese hitters at bay, and some great pitching there at the end there from Jamie Radcliffe to come on and try and close out the game. But some great hitting, great pitching from the Japanese pitchers in Miki Nakamura, Nana Okamura, and Kana Nakano to try and to successfully hold these Australian hitters at bay. Some great hitting all around, but a great big home run to Nodoka Harada with a second at bat to right field there, and some great hitting from the other Japanese hitters. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our game, with Japan being victorious over the Australian All-Star team, 10 runs to 2. Please stay tuned as we have another game here at 1:30 between the Italian team and Chinese Taipei. Softball Australia, New South Wales, Softball New South Wales. To acknowledge our sponsors and partners and thank them for their ongoing support here at the APC this week. Again, my name is Dylan Cruz. This was our game between Japan and the Australian All-Stars. Please tune in for our next game, which will be shortly.